This chart tracks global causes of death. The dominant block represents non-communicable diseases, accounting for 74 to 75% of deaths worldwide, roughly 41 to 43 million lives annually. Isolating this data reveals up to 18 million of these deaths strike before age 70. Modern medicine is largely built to combat external biological invaders, like viruses and bacteria. However, our primary survival threats are now internal failures, cardiovascular decay, and metabolic breakdown. These failures stem from an evolutionary mismatch. We are running ancient physiological software designed for constant movement and nutrient-dense whole foods on modern hardware that is increasingly sedentary and fueled by processed chemicals. Because environmental inputs drive these diseases, we have the capacity to stop them. We can reverse the trend by providing the specific inputs that trigger the body's built-in defense mechanisms. The physical evidence of this mismatch is visible within our blood vessels. Years of poor dietary choices and inactivity leave the inner walls of our arteries inflamed and structurally compromised. Standard dietary guidelines function as specific biological damage control protocols. They are designed to halt this arterial degradation before the structural damage becomes irreversible. The American Heart Association protocol requires capping daily sodium at 1,500 milligrams, minimizing added sugars, and strictly limiting alcohol. Crossing these physiological thresholds forces the body into a state of low-grade chronic inflammation, a persistent, simmering immune response that steadily degrades healthy tissue. This diagram illustrates the endothelial wall. The colliding molecules represent oxidative stress, wear and tear that ages the vascular system. But a diet of whole foods floods the system with antioxidants, which chemically neutralize these molecules before they hit the wall. Prioritizing these foods establishes a biological shield. By stopping the ongoing degradation of the circulatory system, the body can finally redirect its resources toward repair. If diet acts as the shield that stops further damage, exercise is the mechanism that actively rebuilds the cardiovascular infrastructure. Skeletal muscle is a highly active endocrine organ. During movement, it produces and secretes unique chemical signals. These specialized proteins, called exerkines, are released by muscle tissue exclusively during physical contraction. Specific exerkines like IL-6 and irisin travel through the blood to the heart. There, they signal the tissue to improve fatty acid metabolism and actively inhibit the pathways that lead to cell death. This chart shows angiogenesis, the process where exercise forces the body to grow entirely new supplementary blood vessels to improve oxygen delivery. This rebuilding phase is powered by mitochondria, the energy-producing factories in our cells. Physical exertion increases mitochondrial efficiency, ensuring heart cells have the ATP required for structural upgrades. Movement also introduces mechanical force. As blood flow accelerates, it triggers piezoreceptors located on the surface of cell membranes. These receptors command vascular cells to release nitric oxide. This chemical signal physically widens the blood vessels and lowers blood pressure. Physical movement functions as a sophisticated communication network, essentially forcing the cardiovascular system to upgrade its own cellular architecture. When we move past the microscopic mechanics, we see the human body as a single, macro-level holistic system. Eating fresh vegetables, monitoring daily salt, and elevating your heart rate trigger a sequence of biological events that essentially operates like an internal pharmacy. Consistently following this protocol results in the permanent structural remodeling of the heart and the arterial network. This internal remodeling leads to systemic benefits, improved insulin sensitivity, and a significant deceleration of the biological aging process. Despite the global scale of lifestyle diseases, we possess the biological agency to reverse the epidemic from the inside out through our daily physiological choices.